Hi everyone, I'm Erin. Welcome to this tapping meditation all around releasing self-doubt. Before we begin, I'd like you to make sure you've got some paper and a pen handy because we're going to use this throughout our practice today. So firstly, before we dive into anything, I'm just going to demonstrate the tapping points to you so you know exactly where we're going with this. So firstly, the first thing we're going to do once we start is start on the side of the hand. And this is what we call our karate chop point, but it's essentially where we do a setup statement, where we ground into what it is that we're acknowledging today, any emotions that we might be hoping to clear, and also setting in a positive intention that we can move forward from this place with. Okay. Then the first tapping point of the basic recipe is at the top of the head. And you can use one hand or two hands, it's whatever feels most comfortable for you. Then the second point is on the side of the eyebrow. Above the eye, on the edge of the eyebrow. And again, you can use two hands. Then we've got the side of the eye, so just sort of on that temple space. And just making sure that when we're tapping through, you're not hitting yourself too hard. It's a really gentle tap. Then we've got below the eye, making sure you're not tapping here on the sensitive part of the under eye, but rather on that rim, on the bone. Then we've got the under the nose, above the mouth, the ridge there. Then you've got your chin below the mouth. And then we have the collarbone point. So it depends what feels best for you. I tend to tap here on the 2 points of the collarbone, but some people tap along the collarbone or just below. You kind of find your sweet spot with it. Then we've got the under the arm. So it's sort of a hand down from your armpit crease. And there's just a tender spot there where your lymph node is, just finding that point. And again, not pressing too hard, but you should feel a little bit of something there, okay? And then the last point that I like to do is on the ribs. So just below the bra line, on the lower 2 ribs, and tapping with both hands here. Okay, so that's the basics. That's all you need to know from here. As we tap through, I'll of course be guiding you, and you're just going to be repeating after me and staying really present with whatever it is that comes up. So before we get started on tapping, we're going to be really conscious with what we are personally clearing today. So I want you to get your piece of paper and your pen, and I want you to just take a few moments to really ponder what it is that you are doubting yourself about at the moment. So where in your life are you experiencing self-doubt? Where in your life are you feeling this lack of confidence? Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed? Where are you living from fear? And feel free to pause this video and do a little bit of journaling around this. Get those thoughts out of your head onto the paper and just acknowledging where we're at today. And then once you've done that, I want you to take a look at what you've written down. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being incredibly strong, 0 being no emotional charge, how much doubt do you feel around that specific situation? So for instance, you might be, there could be a scenario at work where you need to step up, but you're really nervous about how you might be able to handle it, or you might be doubting your abilities in some instance. How strong is that feeling of doubt around that scenario? So write that number down, because I'm going to get you to check in with that number as we tap through, so we can make sure that we're being effective. And I just want you to close down the eyes for a moment. I want you to check into the body as well. So when you think about this feeling of doubt around this specific scenario that you've written down, where is doubt popping up in the body, if anywhere? So is it coming up? Do you feel some tension in the chest? Do you feel a bit sick in the stomach? Do you have a bit of a headache, or do you just feel a bit nauseous? Again, I want you to write down what is going on physically for you with this feeling. Because we are doing a general tapping video together, it's important that these things are written down so we're subconsciously clearing them as we tap. So just write down really quickly where you're feeling doubt or where you think doubt is living in the body. Okay. If you don't feel anything, that's totally okay. It's one of those things, some people tap into that really easily and others don't. It's no right or wrong. Okay, so once you're ready and you've written down what you're feeling doubt about, how strong it is out of 10, and where the doubt is in the body, we're going to start with some tapping. So if you have some water, let's have a quick drink of water together. And then we're going to start tapping on the side of the hand. So firstly, while we tap on this point, I want you to take a really deep breath into the belly through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. And just repeating that again. So take another deep breath through the nose. And releasing through the mouth. And then we're going to begin with our setup statement. So just repeating after me. Even though I've been feeling all of this doubt, I've been feeling really overwhelmed. I feel very stuck. And I can't seem to get past all of this doubt. But I acknowledge how I feel now. And I'm open to letting this go. Good, we're going to repeat another setup statement. Even though I've been feeling all of this self-doubt, I've been holding this doubt in my body. I've been carrying around all of this fear and all of this anxiety. But I acknowledge how I feel now with love. And I'm open to allowing this to transform. Good, we're going to do one more setup statement. Even though I've been feeling all of this self-doubt, I've been feeling a bit disappointed with myself. And sometimes I even feel a bit sad. But I know that I've been carrying around this self-doubt for far too long now. And I'm choosing now to acknowledge how I feel. And I'm open to letting it go. Really good. Let's go to the top of the head together. All of this doubt I've been feeling onto the eyebrow point. I've been feeling really overwhelmed. Because of all this doubt, I just don't feel motivated. I've been carrying all of this doubt in my body. And it's been making me feel so overwhelmed. Because I have this sense that it will never happen for me. So what's the point of even trying? And all of this doubt that I've been carrying, it's really been keeping me stuck. Under the arm, I've been comparing myself to others. And that's been really overwhelming for me. Onto the ribs, because it seems so easy for them. But I have all this doubt that it will ever happen for me. Good. Let's pause and take a deep breath together. And releasing. Good. I want you to take a look at your notes that you've written. Look at that number and let's just rate again if that number has shifted. So tuning into the body, tuning wherever you felt that doubt was sitting, and just noticing if there's been a shift. If there has, that's excellent. Let's keep going. If not, don't worry about it. We might not have hit the spot for you yet with this meditation, so we're going to keep going. So because we're still tapping on the same thing, we don't have to do our setup statement again. So we're going to go straight back to the top of the head. So whenever you're ready. I've been feeling all of this fear. Onto the eyebrow. What if I fail? Onto the side of the eye. All of this fear and anxiety around failing. Under the eye, maybe that's what's been creating all of this doubt. Under the nose, sometimes I feel like an imposter. Under the mouth, like I don't quite belong. And because of that, I've been feeling all of this doubt. And I feel this doubt now in my body. Onto the collarbone. Because of this fear, because of all of this doubt, I've been holding myself back. Under the arm. Maybe I've been self-sabotaging. Maybe I haven't been doing the things I really want to do. Because of all of this doubt. To the ribs. But I'm acknowledging all of this fear now. I'm acknowledging all of this anxiety. All of these doubts I've been holding on to. And I'm choosing to let them go. Really good. Take another deep breath in. And with an exhale, feel all those doubts releasing from your body and from your system. Have another quick look at that number. Note it down if it's changed, but we're going to keep going through this. So let's go back to the top of the head. Maybe I've been holding on to this doubt because in the past I felt so disappointed. Onto the eyebrow, and maybe I've been holding on to sadness around this. Maybe that's why I'm doubting myself now. Because in the past I have failed. Under the eye, because in the past it hasn't been easy. And so now I feel all this doubt again. Moving under the nose. I've been making myself small. Because of all of this doubt. Under the mouth, but I'm acknowledging any of this disappointment now. And I'm acknowledging any sadness I feel about my past failures. And release with all that sadness. Onto the collarbone. Because of this doubt, I've not been letting my light shine. And that's a bit sad. And I'm even disappointed that I even have this doubt. In fact, it's a little bit frustrating. But I'm acknowledging all of these emotions now. And I'm open to letting them go. So under the arm, even though in the past it hasn't worked for me, even in the past if I didn't feel good enough, onto the ribs, maybe I can start to feel good enough now. maybe I can start to release this doubt and release this fear of future disappointment. Good, just drop the arms. Take another really deep breath into the belly. Just seeing what's come up for you. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a round where I'm not actually going to say anything for you to repeat. So what I want you to do is just quickly, first before we go on, check into that number, see where the doubt around this specific situation for you is sitting. And then write down your number, what it is out of 10. Notice any shifts that you're feeling. Also notice any positive thoughts that might be coming up. Feel free to note those down as well. They're really important to capture. But what I'd like to do now is I want you to close down the eyes, and I want you just to listen to my voice as we tap through. So we're still going to be tapping. So let's go to the top of the head together, keeping your eyes closed. And I want you to just hold a vision in your mind, whatever that looks like for you, of this scenario where you are feeling all of this self-doubt. Moving on to the eyebrow point, I want you to see yourself in this scenario if you can. What do you look like? How's your posture? What's your mood like? And then moving on to the side of the eye, can you start to breathe some golden yellow light into this version of yourself? Can you start to make her glow and expand under the eye? Can you start to fill her up with a different energy, one that opposes the energy of doubt she might have been carrying? Under the nose. And in this vision of her in your mind, can you see her moving forward without the doubt? What does that look like? And onto the chin. And if there is some lingering doubt, just focus on clearing that out of her body, out of your body, out of your energy system. Onto the collarbone. Really focus on cleansing doubt out of this mental image that you've got of this scenario. Start to feel that you're opening yourself up to a different possibility of what could happen here. Moving under the arm. And I want you to see if you can feel in your body a different energy of confidence, of joy, of clarity. And moving on to the ribs. And now I want you to see that image of you melding with this version of you sitting here doing this tapping. Can you bring the two together? Can you bring this confident energy into your body now, breathing deeply and letting go of any of this doubt that might be lingering? And then when you're ready, you can drop the hands again. And just check in with how you're feeling after that round. Notice any shifts in the body. Notice if anything feels different, any thoughts that have come to mind. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to do our last round of tapping together. We're going to close with a little meditation at the end as well. So I want you to just have a final check-in. If your levels of doubt are still quite high around this scenario, so I would say above a 3, I want you to pause or rewind and go back to the round that felt most relevant for you and just repeat until you get that number down. You could also just sit and tap through any emotions or sensations that are coming up in the body, okay? But if your number has come down to under a 3, we're going to keep tapping now, and we're going to call in some new positive energy for us to move forward with. So we're going to actually do a quick side of the hand. So just repeating after me. I'm feeling so much more confident now. I can see the next steps. And I'm excited about taking them. And I choose to love and accept myself. I'm feeling so much more clear. I'm feeling very calm. And I'm feeling excited about what comes next. And I choose to love and accept myself. Really good. Top of the head. Releasing any lingering self-doubt that might be in my system. Onto the eyebrow point. Feeling so much clarity. Side of the eye. I'm feeling radiant now. Under the eye, I feel like I could do anything. I feel so calm. Under the mouth, I feel so grounded. Onto the collarbone. And I know that from this space, anything is possible for me. I'm calling in only good things from here. Under the arm, I'm ready to let my light shine. Onto the ribs, so I'm letting go of any final doubt. Any remaining thoughts or stories that are telling me I'm not good enough or I'm not ready enough. And I'm choosing now to move forward. Beautiful. Drop the hands. Close down the eyes, and I want you to get both hands, actually place them over the heart space. And take a really deep breath in. And releasing. And I want you to imagine now a colour, keeping the eyes closed, a colour that for you represents this energy of clarity, confidence, of moving forward, of feeling really good and really radiant. What colour is that for you? And then I want you to imagine that that colour is in the palm of your hands, glowing brightly. And as you take a deep breath in, that colour moves from your hands into your heart space. And it starts to glow and whir. And as you breathe in, with every breath, that colour expands throughout your body. It's like a big bubble of colour, this beautiful energy expanding from your heart and your hands. And with a few breaths, it's actually expanded all around your body. So it's encompassing your heart, your belly, your throat, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your head, base of your spine, your legs, your feet. Your whole body is now drenched in this beautiful light, this beautiful colour. It's also expanding outside of you and spreading to all the people that you love. And you're sharing this beautiful colour, this beautiful energy with the world. And just know that this energy that we've created together in this practice is here to stay with you now. And it's replaced any doubt that was in your body, is now flooded with this beautiful colour. And even as you leave this practice, this colour is going to stay within you. So I want you to just take 3 more deep breaths into the belly, holding this vision in your mind of this colour encapsulating every cell in the body. And then after you've taken your final breath in, keeping the eyes closed, I want you to bring your hands out in front of you and rub them together. feeling that energy that you've created between the hands, I want you to gently place the hands over the eyes, your fingers over your eyes, feeling that energy. And then whenever you're ready, you can blink the eyes open behind the fingers and come back into the space. Thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful tapping meditation. I hope that you're feeling so much more energized, so much more confident in your own ability. I'm excited to see what you can now go out and create and do now that you've released all that doubt. So if you would like to have more tapping resources or more of working with me, please go check me out. My website's erinlashley.com, or you can just find me on Instagram. But it's been a pleasure creating this for you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks so much.